to look like Bria Hartley just got instant karma, bro. She out for the season. I'm here to tell you the most dirtiest player in the WNBA contract has been written, bro. And I'm here to tell you she's out for the season. Yes, you heard me correctly. Yeah, man, Bria Hartley. So Connecticut PR has released a statement. Bria Hartley is to miss the remainder of the season.
Called it the dirtiest play of the WNBA season. Sophie Cunningham screaming on the floor, clutching her knee. While cameras caught Bria Hartley smirking, fans were furious. Comment sections exploded. The league stayed silent. And then, something no one saw coming. The same player accused of ending Sophie's season just got hit with a season-ending injury of her own. Coincidence. Or instant karma. Because Sophie Cunningham finally spoke out, and what she revealed changed everything.
This picture is going viral with Bria Hartley with the sinister grin, right? This malevolent look that's on her face right now, clearly smiling after injuring Sophie Cunningham, man.
Sophie Cunningham wasn't just another name on the roster, she was the fighter, the spark, the one player who never backed down no matter who was on the other side of the court. So when she collapsed after that collision, Fever fans felt it like a punch to the gut. The silence inside the arena said it all, thousands of people holding their breath, trainers rushing in, teammates surrounding her. Sophie doesn't cry, she doesn't stay down. For her to stay on the floor clutching her knee, everyone knew this was serious. And it wasn't just about one game, the Fever were already running thin from injuries, and Sophie was the heartbeat of their toughness.
Sophie Cunningham, let's be clear here. Sophie Cunningham was targeted. Let's be very, very clear here. But Sophie Cunningham was flat out targeted by a dirty, dirty player.
Losing her felt like the soul of the team was ripped out, but what made it worse was what the cameras caught seconds later, because while Sophie was helped off the court in tears, Bria Hartley's reaction lit a firestorm, and that one image would flip the story completely. The play itself didn't even look clean from the start. Sophie tried to slide over, plant her feet, and take position. Bria Hartley came crashing in, her body colliding awkwardly into Sophie's lower leg, and the sound that followed, fans will never forget it.
Oh, and Cunningham is down. My goodness. Should be.
Sophie's scream cut through the noise of the arena, the kind of sound that tells you instantly this isn't just a bump or a bruise. She went down hard, clutching her knee. No attempt to get back up, no shaking it off like she usually does. Trainers rushed in. Teammates circled around. The game stopped cold. The crowd, which had been loud seconds earlier, fell completely silent. You could feel the fear in the building. This wasn't just an injury, it was the Fever's toughest player lying on the hardwood, unable to stand. The broadcast cut away for commercials, but the moment stuck with everyone watching. Because Sophie's reaction said it all, that pain was different. And while fans were still processing what just happened, the cameras picked up something else, something that would pour gasoline on the fire. Because as Sophie was being helped off the floor, cameras caught something that instantly changed the entire story. Bria Hartley was smiling. Some people called it a smirk, others said it was a laugh, but fans only saw one thing: a player looking pleased while her opponent was down, clutching her knee in agony.
Indiana Fever fans wake up pissed off today. Pissed off. Not only are we getting assaulted, but they're smiling about it. This is the 6th time they've smiled, laughed, and cheered on our Indiana Fever players getting assaulted, getting injured. And it pisses me off.
That single frame spread across social media like wildfire, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Within minutes, the photo was everywhere. Fans zoomed in, circled her expression, added captions, and the verdict came fast. This wasn't just bad timing. It was intent. Comment sections exploded with outrage. That's not how someone reacts if it's an accident. She looks proud of it. Kick her out of the league. And once that photo was burned into people's minds, it didn't matter what Hartley said afterward, the damage was done. Because fans weren't just angry about the hit, they were convinced Sophie had been targeted. And the scary part? For Bria Hartley, this wasn't the first time.
Making all kind of excuses to say that Bria Hartley is not a dirty player. Let me tell y'all something, man. Come on in here. Come on in here, man. Let me tell y'all something. If it quacks like a duck, walks like a duck, eats like a duck, it's a duck, man. Come on, man. She is the dirtiest player in the WNBA right now, winning the trophy. All right? Winning the trophy for it. Don't sit here and try to tell me Bria Hartley is not a dirty player.
The smirk hit harder because fans already had a case built against Bria Hartley. This wasn't her first run-in with controversy, not even close. Earlier this season, she got tangled up with Angel Reese, only it wasn't just typical post-play. Cameras clearly showed Hartley grabbing Reese's hair during a rebound battle. You don't confuse a swipe for a fistful of braids, and Reese's reaction told you exactly how blatant it felt.
Atkins, 7 to shoot. Cardoso rolls, catch. Cardoso over the top, can't get it. Reese fights for the rebound, and a foul, and this time gets a little chippy, and a shove on Nelson Adota. And listen, this arena, typically we'll see some ringside fights.
That clip went viral instantly. Then came the shove on Rebecca Allen. Another unnecessary hit, another debate about whether Hartley was crossing the line, and every time the referees seemed to swallow their whistles, letting the moment slide. So when Sophie went down, people didn't see an accident, they saw a pattern, a history of cheap shots, reckless contact, and now a smile that felt like proof of intent. And that's why fans weren't just calling it the dirtiest play of the season, they were demanding consequences, but before the league could even respond.
So Mike put this up about an hour ago. He said to all of those defending Bria Hartley, look at what she liked on Instagram. Emo, she's the dirtiest player in the league and should be kicked out. Most recently, Sophie Cunningham has been hurt with the knee tear and is out for the season. Look at this. Look at this. Now, Bria is the definition of consistency. Now, this is her liking this. This is her liking this post. Y'all see that? Breezy, 1414, and others. Bria is the definition. She's liking this post. Look at this. Death taxes and Bria Hartley always being at the scene of the crime. Now that's her choke slamming Angel Reese.
Sophie Cunningham's own family decided they weren't staying silent. For Sophie Cunningham, the support didn't just come from fans. Her family stepped in and they weren't holding back. Her sister Lindsay called out the WNBA directly, blasting the referees for letting reckless contact slide, while punishing Sophie for simply speaking her mind earlier this season. Her mother Paula went even further, calling Hartley a disgruntled player who played mean, out of control, and had a reputation for trouble everywhere she went. It wasn't polished PR talk, it was raw frustration, and for Fever fans, it echoed everything they'd already been feeling, that the league had failed to protect one of its toughest players.
Maybe you should focus her sister. Maybe you should focus less on fining players for commenting on your poor officiating and more about hiring officials that are capable to call a consistent game and protect your athletes. Pathetic. Praying for you. The only good thing positive surrounding Sophie Cunningham coming out of this game, she looked in good spirits in the locker room. Bria Hartley deserves zero benefit of the doubt. And Sophie Cunningham's family not too happy. I believe this is Mama C. Hartley is a disgruntled player having trouble everywhere she goes. She's playing mean and plays out of control. Looked out of control to me.
Because here's the double standard that stung the most. Sophie herself had been fined earlier in the season just for criticizing officiating, yet Hartley, after repeated incidents and now a hit that left Sophie sidelined, faced zero consequences. Fans were furious. Commentators piled on. Demands for a suspension flooded the internet. Everyone expected the WNBA to finally step in. But before they could, the story flipped upside down. Just when fans thought the league would have to act, the headlines broke. Bria Hartley was done for the season, a torn meniscus in practice confirmed by the Connecticut Sun, and suddenly the same player accused of ending Sophie Cunningham's season was sidelined herself with almost the exact same type of injury. The timing was impossible to ignore. Social media lit up with posts calling it poetic justice, about payback, and even the basketball gods stepping in. The same fans who had been outraged days earlier were now celebrating, saying, "Karma moved faster than the league ever could." Wonder if she's still grinning now. Instant karma is real. No suspension needed, the universe handled it. It didn't matter that Hartley's injury happened at practice. The narrative was set. Fans weren't seeing coincidence, they were seeing revenge.
It's stated, Connecticut Sun guard Bria Hartley will miss the remainder of the season due to meniscus tear in her right knee. Injury sustained during team practice. You got hurt at practice? Hartley is expected to make a full recovery. So you mean to tell me her own team hurt her? Oh my God. Her own team hurt her? Oh man. Oh dog, this is funny as hell. I should laugh. But Damn, dog. How your own team hurt you, bro. Hartley is expected to make a full recovery. Additional updates will be provided.
That, like, I was like, Bria and I are super cool, and like, she would never try to hurt me, because there are some girls that I think might, but she wouldn't do that. And so I have nothing but.
Well, Sophie, I got news for you. The universe thought otherwise. The universe thought otherwise. They got her ass up out of here, bro. Damn. Which they weren't going to the playoffs anyways, but man, karma's a ish. I just got to keep it real, bro. I mean, this is everywhere. So it said, wondering if she's grinning now. Oh, instant karma on their ass. Prayers do come true. Some of the same people complaining about injury. Somebody said, man, the storyline of this league is incredible. Man, I did an incredible video talking about the injuries, dog. Somebody said, oh, that's terrible news. That's a voodoo doll. No more head hunting for her. Somebody said this was her karma. She went into every game this year and either tried to bully someone because she knew her team had her back, or she did a dirty play on someone. She knew her team had her back. She never stood up for herself and then injured someone for the whole season. And guess what? Her team ended up injuring her. Her team ended up injuring her, bro.
And she didn't hold back. Her first words came in the form of a tweet, just 4 words. F around and find out. Short, sharp, and impossible to misinterpret. Even sidelined with a torn MCL, Sophie wasn't backing down. That one line told fans she wasn't here to play victim. She was still ready for a fight. But then came her podcast, and here, the tone was completely different. Instead of firing shots, Sophie showed grace. She called the collision a basketball play, saying she didn't believe Hartley had any malicious intent. She even admitted she and Bria were friends, and she wanted the hate toward her to stop.
I know Bria, and I'm actually really good friends with Bria, and I have been waiting to get on the pod and so we could talk about this, because I did want to tweet it out, but I don't think that there was no ill intent. I think it was a basketball play. I was just in the wrong spot at the wrong time. She fell. Like, there's no way that she would go in there and potentially try to hurt me. And so I had nothing but love for Bria. And I even like told my mom, because she tweeted something. I was like, no, Mom, like, I get it, but like, I promise you that, like, I was like, Bria and I are super cool, and like, she would never try to hurt me, because there are some girls that I think might, but she wouldn't do that. And so I have nothing but love. And so I hope people stop giving Bria some heat, because I don't think she meant to do that at all. 2
completely different messages, one fiery, one forgiving, but together they painted the full picture of who Sophie Cunningham really is. A competitor who refuses to get walked over, but also a leader who won't let bitterness define her. That contrast only made fans respect her more, because while she kept her dignity, her teammates carried her toughness back onto the court. Losing Sophie should have broken the fever. The roster was already stretched thin. Injuries piled up, and hardship contracts were the only way to keep a full bench. Most teams would have folded, but Indiana didn't. Instead, they fought harder. Kelsey Mitchell dropped 38 points against the Sun, earning Eastern Conference Player of the Week, and proving she could carry the scoring load when the team needed it most. Lexi Hull bruised and battered herself, stepped into a leadership role, setting the tone with toughness and grit. And inside the paint, Aaliyah Boston kept battling, refusing to let opponents push Indiana around. Even Caitlin Clark, though still recovering, loomed in the background, her eventual return hanging like a promise that this season wasn't over yet. Sophie's absence hurt, but her influence was everywhere. That fire, that resilience, that refusal to quit, it spread through the roster. And as the fever kept grinding, fans realized something. Sophie's story wasn't about defeat, it was about setting the stage for a comeback. Bria Hartley's season-ending injury grabbed the headlines, but when the dust settled, the real story wasn't about karma, it was about Sophie Cunningham, her toughness, her honesty, and the way she refused to let a bad moment define her. Even sidelined, she showed more leadership than most players do at full strength, and with teammates like Mitchell, Hull, and Boston carrying the fight, plus Caitlin Clark waiting to return, the Fever season is far from finished. The league may have failed to protect Sophie, but Indiana, they're already writing their own comeback story, and honestly, I still can't believe how this all played out. But if you think this saga was wild, wait until you see what's coming next, because everything I just told you won't matter if you don't understand what's really happening behind the scenes in the WNBA. Click on this video right here and I'll show you the controversy that could change the league forever.